Alright guys, we know you've been looking forward to this. It's the unveiling of our new game, Final Fantasy VII Remake. But when's the Final Fantasy VI Remake coming out? Hey, where's my Final Fantasy X remake? Oh hell yeah, can't wait for Final
what about Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
VIII,
IV,
boys? Bruv, where's Final Fantasy V,
God,
bruv?
Final Fantasy
Hey,
V,
they're gonna fix Final Fantasy 15. Can't wait. Pretty cool. Mystic Quest! In the modern day of gaming, there are so many remakes being made frequently, and some of them are bringing something new to a 20-plus-year-old game, maybe through gameplay or story, and some of them are just a new coat of paint. A lot of these remakes that are just the same game but prettier don't feel terribly needed, and the old version could just be ported onto a new device. A big problem to come from all this is honestly the fans, a company's worst enemy. Because if we take Pokemon for example, everyone is begging for a Diamond and Pearl remake, but why? I understand that the games are 14 years old now, but they have aged very well. Well, so long as you're playing the Platinum version with the good pacing. But the reason people want this remake is because Game Freak bring out a remake of a Pokemon game so often that people are asking for remakes more than new games. And if new ideas or games get announced, instead of trying them out, people will just complain that it's not a Gen 4 remake. Oh boy, I can't wait to play all my beloved moments of Pokemon Platinum, but with boring Pokemon models that just stand there and stare into your soul. But I know as soon as the new generation comes out, we'll probably just get a third remake of Gen 1 straight after, let's be honest with ourselves. With Pokemon as big as it is, Game Freak put so much money and time into an amazing new game with a new way of playing that isn't just a minor gimmick, and make the Pokemon world feel alive, and not have a friendly rival stop you every 5 seconds to tell you how much you love Pokemon. And with Final Fantasy VII's remake, we won't talk too much about the story right now, but in terms of just the combat, when it was announced that the fighting wouldn't be turn-based, people lost their shit and demanded for turn-based combat. Like, if you want to play turn-based Final Fantasy VII, you can still play the original, you know? But then, because the Final Fantasy community loves to complain about Final Fantasy VII, saying it doesn't deserve the amount of praise it gets and such, and so they will get angry every time something 7 related comes out, when the remake was finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel in regards to its release, people were just talking about how much they should remake the other games, like Final Fantasy X, yet they still want turn-based combat, so what's the point? Final Fantasy X still looks great and plays great now. Just because you love one of the games in the franchise, it doesn't mean it deserves a remake the most, if at all. I love Final Fantasy 4, 5 and 9, but if I were in charge of making a Final Fantasy remake on the scale of 7s, I would make it for Final Fantasy 2. I know it's a very bad idea for a business point of view, but it's one I feel has the most potential of growth through a remake. Either way, I just feel we shouldn't be begging for these remakes. We should be asking for something new and look forward to what's to come. And Game Freak, if you're going to make a remake of Pokemon, at least put in the Pokemon World Tournament from Black and White 2, because that is the best endgame content, and if you think otherwise, you are wrong.